Hey everybody, and welcome to video 12 of 15 of the double time schedule. And yes, I am definitely still kicking myself for forgetting to announce that the last video was in fact video 11 of 15. I'm never gonna get over that, but we do what we must and we live on. Today, we are tackling a game that I've been wanting to get around to for quite a while. Vintage Story. Now, for the record, this isn't an entirely new experience. I've been playing on easy mode for a bit, so to speak, to try to get a hang of the various mechanics so that I'm not a complete noob. But I believe that I am still sufficiently new enough that I will provide a full experience, so to speak. That said, everything in game is based on a guide, so it shouldn't matter that much. Other than that, nothing truly comes to mind, so we're gonna go right ahead and get into it. Let's not dally now. We'll go ahead and do the standard experience. Oh, how delightfully silly. Alright, we're not gonna customize anything, we're just gonna head right in. It begins, it senses, it remembers all that came before. Taste and smell, grand inventions, glimmers in the soil, burning sparks, molded forms, simple tools, a world unbroken, the center unfolding, the carved mountains, rolling hills, the endless plains. It calls to you. Return again. I'm not sure why that's in the last selection. That is definitely not who I was before when I tried things out. I like the look of you. I'm gonna keep this one. I'll go ahead and read the descriptions. Commoner. Leave behind your old life, crawl into the new world. Commoners are generalists from a multitude of backgrounds. While they have no defining skills or strengths to speak of, they also lack the weaknesses of those who specialize. No positive or negative traits. Hunter. Loose the arrow, kill the beast. Take it home to your dying child. Eventually, your child will die, and you'll find yourself providing for someone else's dying child. Hunters are range specialists that excel in the wild forests, plains, and mountains. They struggle in the confined tunnels of the underground. Traits focused. More range damage, accuracy, and distance. Resourceful. More animal loot and faster harvesting. Fleet footed. Plus 10% walk speed. Bowyer. Exclusive craftable bows and arrows, and supposedly they're quite good. Far-sighted. Negative melee damage, claustrophobic, less ore drop rate, and less mining speed. Malefactor, and personally the class that I'm the most interested with. Terrible things are done in the heart of despair. She is gone, but you remain. Malefactors are tenacious survivors who can avoid unwanted attention and find loot that others might have missed. A heavy conscience leads to weakness in combat, however. Forager. More loot from foraging and more wild crop drop rates. Pilferer. Plus 15% drop rate, plus 10% rusty gear drop rate, plus 12% chance to collect cracked vessels intact. That's the main trait that leads me to love this class. That and the fit. It really is just sweet. Furtive, negative 35% animal detection range, which is actually surprisingly useful for some of the more hostile creatures out there. Improviser, exclusive craftable sling. Haven't managed to craft that yet, but supposedly it's decent. Frail, a bit less health, and a bit less range. Nervous, less melee damage overall, which does hurt. But overall, I'd say it's worth it. Clockmaker. The machines never stop ticking down there. You've seen to that. You can hear them in your sleep. Clockmakers are masters of precision and systems. They can easily dismantle or repair machinery, but they have no stomach for violence. Precise. Plus 25% damage against mechanicals. I'm still not sure what a mechanical is. I haven't encountered one yet. Technical. -1 temporal gear cost to repair translocators. Never encountered one of those either. Fleet-footed. Faster walking speed. Tinkerer. Exclusive craftable device to tame locusts, which I have encountered and they suck. Frail. Less health and less range. Nervous. Less melee damage. Blackguard. Fight if you must, kill if you must, don't look away. A hard gaze on life will see you through. Blackguards are fierce soldiers that thrive in a close-range skirmish, but a life of conflict has its downsides. They have no talent for delicate work and need more food to maintain their strength. Soldier. Extreme melee damage, armor durability, and reduced walk speed penalties for wearing heavier armor. Plus 10% mining speed and more health for being hardy. Merciless gives him an exclusive short sword and shield, but in exchange they are ravenous, which means they get hungry faster. They are nearsighted, which means they can't shoot as far. Well, no, they just can't shoot as hard, and heavy-handed, which means they get less loot from foraging what came before, so to speak. Tailor, make a fitting garb so we may walk with grace once more. Tailors provide stylish clothes and clothing repairs to stay warm during the winter months. A lifetime spent in the city leaves him ill-prepared for some hardships of nature. Clothier, exclusive craftable sewing kit and clothes. Mender, plus 10% armor durability. Civil, less loot from foraging. Weak, less health and less mining skill. Kind, less animal loot and slower animal harvesting. Taylor really does seem to be the weak one out of everyone, even more so than the commoner. There might be story reasons for it, but I haven't actually encountered any of the game's story yet. Okay, we are in the middle of who knows where, in heavy fog. We'll go ahead and call this spawn. It's M for the map, and right-clicking on the map creates a waypoint. Alright. We spawned by a lake. That's good. Ooh, and some food. I think. Let's see. This horse tail is a healing thing, but for now I just need flint or some kind of napping stone. Ah, here. Ooh, there was 2 in that, so I can instantly craft it. You need 2 because you have to use 1 rock to break the other, naturally. You can do this with more stones than just flint, but I'm not sure if there's any inherent bonuses to any stones. Chalk stones. It doesn't look like this chalk is suitable for napping. Probably mispronouncing that, but whatever. Need a stick. Huh, I don't think that was a normal part. That was a branchy block, so that was actually pretty lucky. And we have a knife. First thing I try to do in any playthrough, grab 40 cattails. I hope there's enough around here. Man, this fog is really something. Ah, shoot, forgot to start the timer. Alright, there we go. Oh? Lead ore. I'm still not sure how important lead is, but I try to mark all of these on the map. Lead. If it's on the surface, it's probably under the surface. Though I haven't gotten that far yet either. You can harvest the roots of these cattails too, and they can be used as food if you cook them. But as far as I can tell, you can't create new cattails. You can only plant down existing roots, so any cattails consumed means no more cattails. Come on, surely there's more. Not on this lake. Driftwood. Huh? Young pink apple tree stem. Don't know if that's a glitch or not, but whatever. Lots of smaller lakes around here. Is that a cave? Oh, yeah, I gotta... I might look at that in a bit, but first I want to grab those things that I mentioned earlier. The rest of the cattails. Nice that there's so much mushrooms around, though. Avoid that one, though. I'm not sure what fly agaric is in real life, but here it is basically the kill you mushroom. Ah, finally. Let's see. Okay, so I want to add... Alright. We almost have enough cattails. Just 9 more. Witch's hat. Unfamiliar with this one. Let's see how it treats me. Alright, so that's a safe shroom. 4 more. There is a lot here. Let's start breaking these down. You can harvest cattails even without a knife, but obviously that breaks the plant. That's another. We just need one more. Come on, surely there's another. There we go. Alright, now we'll craft a basket. 4 of them. The crafting system is a bit different from Minecraft in that multiple items might need to take a space in order to craft something. As you saw, it takes 2 cattails in these slots before you can make a basket. Huh? Something messed up somewhere. There we go. And these are your specific inventory things that expand your inventory. Before, there was nothing here, and now there is. Alright, now that that's done, we'll go ahead and start with how most noobs will do with the survival guide. Is it here? Progression guide? Oh, I'm pretty sure it is the survival guide. Ah, no, it's under here. Tutorials, and there's only the one tutorial here. There we go. Use WASD to move around, use your mouse to look around, press space to jump, and shift to sneak, hold control and W to sprint. Hold Alt to release your mouse cursor. With this you can mouse over and click on links, including the links and images in this tutorial. Click here to continue. Took a couple tries for some reason. Press Tab to close the chat window. Now use E to open your inventory and C to see your character inventory. You can use the escape key to close inventories. That's me. And I start with some equipment, and I'm pretty sure every class does, but they don't actually do anything but make you slightly warmer. Or provide small bits of lore like this. Malefactor Bloody Pendant. Those who committed crimes in the underground were exiled to join the scouts on the surface until they found something of value to bring back. Malefactor Whitewood Mask. Any discoloration on the mask will be deemed too dangerous to allow re-entry. Those who are brave enough to make multiple journeys will carve tallies on their masks to show how many times they had cheated death. Malefactor Wrapped Gloves. Heavy wrappings meant to be discarded after prolonged use. Malefactor Sash. Some outcasts liked to keep a few findings for themselves. Malefactor Heavy Cloak. A thick leather cloak to protect against exposure. Malefactor Shirt. Undergarments stained with sweat. Malefactor Leather Tunic. Vagabonds, foragers, and thieves. The outcasts will venture to the surface in search of any remaining resources. Malefactor Trousers. Some people adapted poorly to the underground. They long to see the forests again. Malefactor Wrapped Boots. Improvised to travel through the filth and mire. You're a natural. Use 2 stones to create a knife blade with the napping system. Shift-click on the ground with a nappable stone in hands to begin. Then shift-click again with the second stone. Choose the knife blade shape and tap it out. I know I already have one, but I am doing this for the sake of the tutorial. Oh. Yeah, some people try to chip every glass pixel, but it's more efficient to do it that way. The knife blade still needs a handle. Open your inventory to craft a knife in your crafting grid. Click that link or use the handbook. Open with H to look up the recipe. Luckily, with your inventory open, you can just use the mouse as normal. Flint knife, flint blade, and a stick. Welcome to the Stone Age. With your knife in hand, hold left click to harvest 10 papyrus from cattails or papyrus. I'm sure that image is supposed to change between... Is that a wolf's howl? Wolves are bad news. As well as bears, for that matter. Come on, so... Is this a mountain? Yes, it is a mountain. If you heard that slight... Yeah, you want to keep away from those. Those are temporal rifts, and they are, in fact, the cause of the noise you're hearing. Monsters can spawn from there, and just being near one, like near one, will lower your temporal stability. This gear down here. Lower that is, worse things get. I think they move slightly in physical space, though I'm not sure by how much, but they tend to disappear within a day or two at the most. More mushroom. And might as well, since I have 2 knives. Weird. That's another strange noise that I don't like. And it doesn't look like I'm getting past this mountain. Is that the same one, or is it a different one? Rather far, so I don't think it... Let's just move on. Mushroom called lobster. Still find that funny. What is that noise? Something I need to get away from in a hurry. Ooh, it sticks. I think that is a bow-torn locust. I don't think it has a clear line of sight to me, considering it hasn't managed to hit me, but... Unwise, certainly, but if you need to fight, you need a spear. Of course, anything with a blade will do for combat, but the spear has reach. You can even throw it in a pinch, though it's generally not advised unless you craft a bunch of them. Come on, there has to be more cattails around here. Ooh, a blueberry bush, that's nice. Lead ore. Great, I think it's getting dark and I still haven't beaten this tutorial. I might have to skip it, but I really do just want to try to force it to finish as fast as I can. But in order to do that, I will need more cattails, and there doesn't seem to be any nearby. Oh great, a bear. And yes, you drop everything on death. There is a setting that you can change to adjust that, but I figured in the interest of being as true to life as possible, I would leave that unadjusted, at least to start. You respawn randomly away from your death spot, which is for the best, as it allows whatever killed you to wander away from your corpse. Weird. I can swear. There must be something nearby. Yes. A trader. Haven't seen you around before? You just wake up? I don't know what you mean. Your kind have been popping up like daisies across the land. Don't know where you're from, don't know what you're doing here. None of you seem keen to talk about it. There are more out there? Like this? That's right. Strange colored strangers walk the land. Got anything to trade, trader? What's your name? Kind of you to ask, traveler. It's Roy. And you can trade for stuff here. You get rusty gears for it, and you can buy stuff if you find or loot rusty gears. Let's see. Needless to say, none of this is within my capabilities of crafting for now. I'm not even sure how I would acquire wolf pup. No matter. Why gears? While they're limited, they're durable, and they're frankly useless to us. Perfect for currency. Wish they weren't so damn heavy, though. There's multiple kinds of traders in the game, and it looks like this is a treasure hunter. So not as useful as other traders, but I do believe they have a higher chance of higher quality goods in general. Surely you could find something better to use. Truth is, these gears mean something special to most folks. We have no idea why they're out here, but you can find them in the old places of the world, or deep under the surface if you dare. They're the seeds of the past, they're a promise of the future, and like as not, many of us can feel God's grace upon them. They are part of something greater, as are we all. These are holy symbols to us, and what can make for better trade than that which is sacred? I will come back for the rest of this dialogue, and of course mark it here. Trader. But I have just realized / remembered that my stuff will despawn if I leave it alone for too long. And I have just realized that there is no point in me going out like this because I can't see anything. Hey, bud, I'm borrowing your bed. Yes, sleeping did take a chunk of my hunger. If I was hurt, I believe it would have taken even more. Honestly, my stuff might have already despawned, but I still have to check. So insistent. Funeral bell. Wonder if this is edible. Instant death. Probably should have seen that coming. Oh, but the fog's finally cleared up. You know what? I've decided stuff is messed up and I should probably start over. But first, let's listen to the rest of what the trader has to say. I am way too high. Heh. Having a trader around is pretty convenient because you can borrow the contents of their chest. Though, to be clear, by borrow, I do literally mean just put stuff in their chests so that you can save on inventory space. Like, see, I'm right-clicking on these gears and I can't take them. I cannot build or destroy here. It belongs to the trader. Let's go ahead and finish their dialogue tree. What, you can't reproduce them? Afraid not. You could always pour some more in a mold and then leave it in the rain for a while. You'd have yourself a rusty gear, sure, but there's a precision and uniformity to these that's remarkable. They're tough as hell, too. We're not sure what sort of alloy was used to make them. Some folks believe they weren't made by human hands at all, but rather by something greater. Why live out here like this? Most people live in the villages, holed up and cautious of any threats. And there certainly are threats, as you've likely seen. Not me, though. I like it out here. And besides, there's profit to be made. What are these horrible creatures? Ah, those miserable souls. Cursed ones. Drifters. They come and go, lost in grief and rage. Punished by God, they were. They could seek atonement, but nay, all they wish to do is spread more misery. Punished by God? What crime could lead to such a dreadful fate? They challenged God himself, and God cast them down into the earth to wriggle like worms. They remain there still, in the deep. It's not safe down below. Not safe at all. The beasts are ravenous. Wait, let's finish this dialogue tree. I saw them crawling out of a hole in the very air itself. I thought I had gone mad. Aye, sometimes they slip their bonds and flee to the surface, but they are truly lost creatures. They can only wander blindly, causing what pain they may before they are inexorably drawn into their prison again. I had hoped the world could not house such horrors. I'm afraid so, friend, but God shares wonders in kind. He created this world and those who inhabit it, and when he shows his face to us, the earth itself trembles and we tremble with it, in awe of his glory. The beasts are ravenous. Is wealth really worth all the risk? Of course, wealth is a virtue unto itself, There may yet come a time when the great arcs appear before us, and if that happens, I will show them the fruits of my labor. I will lay out before them my gears, my gold and silver, and everything else I have gathered. And if I am deemed worthy, I will join them on their endless journey. I'd live in a nice safe village if I could. He has nothing to say to that. Know of any interesting places around here? Got something big for you. Too dangerous for me, but you might be able to handle it. I can't give away a haul like this for free, though. Bring me a tin bronze pickaxe and I'll tell you where to find it. Trust me, it's worth your while. It's never too late to be what you might have been. Let's try this again, and this time I am keeping my inventory. Alright, shoot. Really am in the middle of nowhere. Okay, let's see, to the north. To the west. Let's head over there. And sure. Let's go ahead and start this tutorial. It's clear we'll need to restart it. WASD, space, shift, control, alt, release, click here. Tab, E, C, find 3 flint, or nappable stone. Shale. Is shale a rock you can nap with? I'm not sure. I guess we'll find out right now. This stone is too soft to be used for napping. Alright, so no, shale is useless. We'll need flint. Now find 5 nice. Now find 5 sticks found on the ground in forest or when breaking leaves with branches inside. You're a natural. Use 2 stones to create a knife blade with a napping system. Shift-click on the ground with a nappable stone in hands to begin, then shift-click again with the second stone, choose a knife blade shape, and tap it out. Luckily, you can't accidentally ruin a blade, so it won't let you even tap on the bits you're not supposed to. Alright, let's go ahead and make that knife. Oops. Alright. Fuel. Unfortunately, fuel is not something you can do stuff with. At least, not anything useful. And I'm still not sure where you're meant to find a papyrus. I imagine around the desert, but I can't be sure. No cattails around here either. None. Haven't seen much flint either, but I will have to take a close look since the rocks here are darker in color. Too far down. Here's some. Barely any, though. More teal. I mean, I might as well harvest one. What is this? Thatch. I can't do anything with thatch. I can, however, eat this if I cooked it first, so still a while away. Oh, time to keep searching. Oh, ruins. I love ruins because you can find goodies around here. I am actually gonna take the time to break all the leaves around here. Luckily, leaves that are unsupported by anything decay pretty quickly. So the reason why ruins are so good is because they usually have... Looks like I can break this. Bony soil and sometimes cracked pots. Cracked pots are basically a loot box, depending on the type of pot. You can usually break these with your bare hands. Though you only get the stones, of course. And the bony soil can be used in a pan to get unique goods. For now, I'll simply mark these ruins and move on. I'll need some inventory space before I could try to loot anything meaningful. That turkey? So it's at the very least... Oh, and I should put down these rocks. Shale is basically no good for anything other than cobblestone. We got bushes. More teal, but there is some cattails here. Any others? There are, but gosh, it's hard to find in the middle of this. I wonder if there were more in other places within those tules and I just wasn't able to see them. This is one. There we go. Any others? Yes. Storage time. Use 10 cattails or papyrus to craft a basket. To equip the basket, place it in one of the 4 special slots on the right of your inventory. Ultimately, you'll probably want to have 4 of them. Don't forget about food. Collect 9 berries, mushrooms, wild crops, or other edibles. Harvest berries with right click. Alright, I shall probably start looking for those. A lot of berries bushes like to disguise among random birch leaves. That's why I'm trying to clear some of these out. That is a cave? Is it a cave? It is a cave. Both ways. You don't want to take caves lightly. I'll leave it at that. Basically, monsters spawn down there. Ooh, these look like bushes. In case you're wondering why some bushes start out empty, I'm pretty sure wild animals can, in fact, eat from the bushes. No cattails in here, unfortunately. Ooh, but I do see some over there. Geez, I might have to harvest some cattail roots just so I can plant these cattails where they aren't being surrounded by teal. I should probably stop delaying so we can finish the tutorial. Alright, I should probably start looking downward. Oh, hey. Let's make what little baskets I can make, which is almost as many as I need, but just just a few shy. Nice. Rye seeds. Ah, finally, the last few cattails that I need. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, now we just need to find some other sources of food. I think those are just insect noises, thankfully, and not the signs of something more dangerous. Copper. I'll just mark it as ore. I can always come back. Those look like berry bushes. Empty ones, however. Hey, mature turnips. There we go. You'll need an axe. Use 2 ineffable stones to make an axe head, then craft an axe from the axe head combined with a stick. Alright. Axe head. Stick. With your axe in hands, chop down a small tree by holding left click, chop the base of the tree, and eventually the whole tree will fall. Collect 4 logs. That looks like a good candidate. Actually, birch. After all, their leaves are the most common. I should well, I'll mention it later. Way to go, you lumberjack. Let's turn that into firewood. Use the logs and axe to craft 4 firewood in your inventory. How is that crafted? Axe over a log. Alright. The axe. We also need tinder. With your knife in hands, cut some grass to collect the 3 dry grass. Time to invent fire. With the dry grass in your hands, hold shift right click while aiming at the ground to place it down as tinder for your fire pit. And for lack of better options, let's settle down right here for now. With right click, lay down 4 firewood on top of the tinder to make a complete fire pit. Craft a fire starter. 1 dry grass, 2 sticks. I see, so that's why they wanted more than 1. With the fire starter in hands, hold shift and right click while aiming at the fire pit to ignite it. It might take a couple tries. You have discovered fire. Use a fire pit to create torches and to roast meat or cattail roots, or to make meals. Craft a torch next. Torch, 2 dried grass and a stick. Weird. That leaves me 1 dried grass short. I'll just harvest another. Luckily, you can harvest dried grass from any grass stage other than eaten. Right-click on the fire pit, place the torch into the left-hand slot of the fire pit, and give it a few seconds. It needs to reach 300 degrees. Pick up the lit torch from the fire pit. Congratulations, now you know the basics of Vintage Store. This starter tutorial is concluded. For your next steps, check out the starter guide and progression guide. To remove this message, use right click to place your torch on a nearby wall or on the ground. A torch in your hand will stay lit forever, but if you place it down, it'll only stay lit for about 2 days. Oh, and needless to say, you can do splashing around with the torch, but if you ever submerge your head underwater, it burns out. Let's cook this. Even with the fire out, as long as it's above cooking temperature, it should still finish. Cooked wild rhizome. Not bad. It's always cheaper to start from an existing fire pit than to create a new one. Alright, now we will look at the starter guide. Survival, the art of not dying. This guide is purposely kept short. Additional guides are in the Guides tab on the left, and a comprehensive survival guide can be found on the wiki. First tools. Find flint or hard stones. They can often be found loose on the ground. When you have 2 of them... Okay, we've already gone over that. And the hand basket. An easy food source is berries from bushes. If you are feeling adventurous, attempt to hunt and kill an animal. Cooked cattail roots are a good emergency food. Keep an eye open for crops. They will be valuable food sources in the longer term. Once you found clay, be sure to get into meal cooking to greatly improve your nutrition intake. Fire and light, nap and knife. Okay, we've already covered this. To hunt and kill in the Stone Age, craft yourself a spear or wooden club. Put together some improvised armor for some very basic protection. It is a good idea to build a small shelter before the night sets. Useful Stone Age building materials are cob, soil, packed dirt, cobblestone from ruins, and logs. Preparing for winter. On standard worlds, you have about 70 in-game days to prepare for the cold season, where you can no longer grow crops and wild animals yield less meat, and you can also suffer from the cold. It is recommended to stock up on food by preserving it and keeping animals. For now, I reckon shelter is probably the most important thing. Well, I can use 6 random blocks of dirt to make packed dirt. Packed dirt does not fall and does not grow grass. Cob. 4 random dirt with dry grass. Oh, I see. It turns 4 blocks of dirt, which are basically infinite, and dry grass, which can be harvested endlessly, into 10 blocks. That's actually not bad for a quick building material. What about these other choices? Soil, just normal dirt. Cobblestone, you need clay for that, but otherwise you can do it with just about any stone. And logs. Interesting. It's an awful dark night if that's the moon. Okay. First things first, let's put this down. Second things second. Let's make a spear. Thankfully, a spear only needs 1 stick instead of 2. You can put some things on the ground, but not everything. Like, I can't put... Oh, control shift. Requires a solid wall to lean at. So what, like this? Huh, fair enough. Control shift. Ah, you have to put it on the ground tile. Okay. What was I doing again? Well, if this is gonna be my temporary home, I should put down these bushes. And I guess we should start finding some dirt to harvest. I've already learned my lesson about building houses made of wood, especially if you intend to light fires in them. A shale speleothem? Is that a stalagmite? Is that a fancy word for a stalagmite? Low fertility soil, I see. I should probably craft a shovel. What the heck kind of noise was that? So many things I haven't encountered before. That sounded like someone intently scratching something into paper. There's no fast way to skip the night, unfortunately. We're on our own. Let's see, I have 12 dirt, so that means I need 15 grass. Alright. Thirty blocks, not bad, not terrible. Yeah, for some reason, some blocks just can't be broken once you place them down. They're basically invincible. Maybe you can exploit that, but I wouldn't know how to do so reliably. Alright. Let's use that as a corner, so... a 4x4 space. Shouldn't be too bad. Of course, I don't have enough for it. Ah, here we go. I don't mind picking up horsetail. It's one of the earliest ways you can actually heal yourself. Other than, of course, the slow regeneration from being full on hunger. I'd say 40 dirt blocks should be more than enough. Alright, now we just have to grab 50 dried grass. It'll take some time, but it shouldn't be that much of a hassle. Not like we have anything other than time. Ooh, flax. That's actually a very important crop. I'm glad it's nearby. But it doesn't look like it's anywhere near done growing. Geez, I hope I haven't accidentally obliterated any with my careless bush plant. I did not realize that was more than 2 blocks deep. Alright, so I should be on dry ground again. Luckily, you don't have to put a torch on a fire to light it up. You can just light it directly with a fire starter. As soon as I can bloody find it. Here we go. Ooh. And it even stays lit up in a drop state. Now, where was I? I don't think I accidentally obliterated any, if it would even allow me to, but that does suck. I should get rid of the grass next to it. Oh yeah, I need this in my hotbar so I know how much I have. But yeah, this game is pitch dark, so you can't really afford to really go wandering around without a light unless it's a very bright night. Tonight is not a very bright night. we go. Huh. I did not know cob could still grow grass. Interesting, to say the least. Right now it was orthogonal. Oh. That's actually pretty neat. Hmm? Don't tell me that took all night. Not quite, but the sun is coming out. Well, let's just finish a bit more of this shoddy home. No point in building a roof up, though. For now, this will just be a small barrier. Nothing more, nothing less. I'm hesitant to leave a torch behind, but I probably should. In fact, I'm not sure why I never do it, but I should go ahead and just make more torches. Oh, it takes 2 to make a torch, I see. Wait, but didn't I have 5? No, I had 4. Alright. Oops. And since a torch in your hands will never burn out, you can use it to light infinite. These will only last a couple of days, but they'll keep most monsters and most importantly, those temporal rifts at bay. Any permanent light source will keep them away, and these aren't permanent, but they'll still keep them away as long as they're burning. We're nearly out of time, so I'm going to go ahead and try to find some clay, because that's really the next step in this, clay forming. Unfortunately, in my experience, at least as deficient as it might be, clay doesn't really form in areas like this. You might get lucky, but still. Quartz. Huh. Neat. Still not sure what I do with it, but good to know. Oh hey, more berry bushes. That's nice. We'll plant these near home. Is that a waterfall? So it is. Come on, there has to be some clay around here somewhere. You don't want to go too deep into the forest for obvious reasons. There are bears in there. Larger pieces of driftwood can be chopped up with an axe to make firewood, so they're not useless to pick up, but only if you're stacking. Clay. I don't think I've ever found clay in a forest. There's two resources that you want to try to keep an eye out for at all times. Clay and peat. Peat because it's a more efficient method of smelting clay compared to just normal firewood, I believe. And clay you need for clay forming. Come on, where are you? In my experience, clay is usually close to water, but not that close. And I've never found clay in a forest. Have I already said that before? Gosh, this forest is too deep. I'm better off searching the other way. Bitter bullets. Is this an edible mushroom? Technically, though, it does hurt. I can't believe I didn't know that you could just read it. But I can't put it down? Fine. Oh. Okay, where's home? Way up. But if I go to the left, there's some non-forest land, I believe. I should be able to find something there. A pig? Oh no, a wild hog. Knew it was still after me. Looks like it lost interest. Never mind. Luckily I left on keep inventory. Why did it respawn me over here? It should respawn me randomly within a few hundred block radius, not at spawn. Weird. Maybe it spawns me randomly within a few hundred blocks of within 100 blocks of spawn, but that seems silly. Oh, whatever. At least I'm more likely to try to find clay here. Are those the ruins I marked before? No, these are in a slightly different direction. Maybe part of the same set? Yeah. Wait, these aren't ruins at all. These are solid rock. But they're so deliberately placed. This must be some kind of ruin. Unusual. Mystery. And my inventory is full up. Hey, this flax is done. What can I put down? Wait, I can eat the rest of my berries since when you die, you respawn with health hunger. Oh? Flax grain, flax fibers, flax seeds. And there's still another flax plant here. Not quite fully grown, so we'll have to come back to this. Yep, and these are the ruins I found before. And I can make another space by putting this back in my hand. Never mind that I don't need it right now. Surely there's clay around here somewhere. Come on, surely there has to be clay somewhere. I'm unsure how important quartz are in the scheme of things. Turnips. More turnips. Okay. Geez, how did early humans ever do it? Nope, can't go through here. Terrain's too treacherous. More flax. And this is growing, so I have to mark it. Unfortunately, I'm basically out of time, so I'm gonna have to leave it here. Did I just break this and not get a block back? Something strange just happened, but I'm not sure what. Alright, let's put things down. What? I can only put down a single one per block? No, I can put down 4. Alright, now I can put this down. Can I put this down? Surprisingly, yes. How about this? Okay. Because I'm looking in guides. Two cattails, 4 horsetails, horsetail poultice. I feel like I'm better off just keeping that for now. Can't put those on the ground. I can't put these down. Honestly, let's just plant these again. Eat these. How do I grind? Oh. A quern. Looks like I need some serious rock in order to actually grind things up. A chisel made of iron, at the least I assume. A hammer, sticks, and full blocks of stone. A millstone for grinding soft stones and grains. Well, that's interesting. But I've spent way too much time as it is. Thank you all for watching. Sorry we couldn't make more progress, but that is the nature of the game. For early game progression, you need very specific materials, and if you don't have any of those materials on hand, well then, you better go find them. That said, I'm gonna go ahead and pass it off to the outro guy. Take care, everybody. I'll see you again in the next video. Let me tell you, they must have changed how the spawning mechanics work, or the spawning rates of certain things, because I could not find clay for the life of me. In the test worlds I built a couple of updates ago, because I've had this video in mind for a while, sometimes I would find clay before I could find cattails, but no. Apparently there's no clay anywhere, or at least none that I can see. Maybe I should look that up, see if there's any actual changes in the change logs about that. Other than that though, this game is great fun, but it takes a while to build anything up. Really puts you in that Stone Age mentality. But, well, you earn everything you have. Though I am glad they gave you a keep inventory option, because some of those deaths in the early game, well, let's just say you'll definitely have a feeling for just how vulnerable early humanity is. That said, no reason to dawdle. Carmen, go ahead and take it away. I'm sorry to hear that, but that'll be all for today. Thank you all for watching this video. Again, 12 of 15, not much longer at all now. And we'll see you in the next one. Do take care, everyone.